Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video. I've been talking this whole time and y'all couldn't hear me, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. My bad. So I've been going on this whole fucking rant and y'all couldn't hear me. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Am I good? Am I good? Let me know. Am I good? I should be good now, right? Okay, cool. My bad, man. My bad. What I was saying is this was supposed to be a live stream of I was supposed to be doing an interview, but I haven't heard anything back from her just yet. She said she was getting off, she was late for work. Well, she was late getting off of work, so had to give her some time, but I decided to still do a live anyway. So I'm gonna talk about some topics, and if she decides to show up, then we'll proceed with the interview. If not, then we're gonna continue as usual. But also today's a little bit different because this is an impromptu, because I typically do live streams on Wednesdays and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, right? But again, I wanted to do this interview. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk about a couple of topics, and then I'm gonna transition over to the Patreon because I want to dive deeper into how people are actually making money on YouTube, right? I want to kind of deep dive into that because a lot of people don't understand that there's ways that you can make money outside of just the Patreon, outside of just your super chats and your sponsorships and brand deals and all that shit, and how you can actually make your money for real, for real. Because you got people that make 1,000, the people who get 1,000, let's just use it, 1,000 views and 1,000 views. But there's a difference. One person may be making 5x, and the other person only making cents on the dollar. And I'm gonna dive deep into that in the Patreon. So we'll dive into that a little bit later, but I'm gonna talk about these topics first, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm transitioning over. All right. So let's go ahead and rock out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Also, make sure you share this with your family and friends as well. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap out. Yo, what up, Spacious? What's good with you, big dog? What's good with you, fam? How you feeling?
I was taught over the years, you be a good girl and you'll get everything you want in life. You be a good girl. You keep your legs closed. You don't be out here fighting in these streets. You talk like a lady. You eat like a lady. You do this like a lady. And what did he get me? Huh? What did he get me? Rage. And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the good girl who grows up and she turns 40 and she looks around and she's like, what the fuck did I do wrong? I did everything that everybody asked me to do. I was a good girl. I went to school. I went to church. I wasn't sleeping around. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't doing none of that shit. I was a good girl and it got me nowhere. So guess what? The good girl is dead. She's dead. That's enough. I said to myself, that's enough. It's time to bring the other girl out, right? It's time to bring the other girl out. Because the good girl, and I love her to death, but she had to die. Because at the end of all of it, you become an adult and you look around and all you have is grief.
Dog. So this is what the world has come to. Women are upset because they're doing the right thing that they're supposed to be doing. So now all of a sudden they want to resort to becoming the thigh, something that they always wanted to do. You think that just because that you were going to church, that you were eating like a lady, that you were drinking like a lady, all of these different things, you could be doing all of the right things on the surface. But what is your mind like? What is your character like? Are you actually, let's be real. What's your attraction level like? Because I ain't hear you say anything about being in the gym. I ain't hear you saying anything about studying how to be a better wife. You just saying how to be feminine. Yeah. So that's one part of it. Yes, we want feminine women, but also there are other things that come with that. Are you a good wife? Who are you as a person? How are you in relationships? You getting on here, you're 40 years old. So, and this is where the issue comes in for me. This is where the issue lies for me. You're telling me that you've been doing everything correctly for 40 years of life, and not one man locked you down. And you sit here and think that I'm finna go for you crying, the little teardrops in your eyes, and the realization that you're actually 40, you don't have no children, that you ain't got no man that wanted to marry you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you wanted. I don't believe that no man wanted you. I believe there is a reason as to why you don't have a man. I think you are the reason why. You are the problem, not the man. I guarantee it. You getting on these platforms and you about to sit up here and gaslight everybody just because you sit up here crying. I don't think no man believes you. I'm gonna be 110% honest with you. There's more than just acting like a lady and being a feminine woman. There's more to it. Are you a wife? Are you able to follow a man? Are you in the right spaces with the type of man that you actually want? Do these men actually want you? Are you adjusting yourself accordingly to these type of men? Or are you just saying, well, look, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating like a lady. I'm dressing like a lady. I'm going to church. I don't drink. I don't smoke. That's phenomenal. That's great. Keep it up. Keep doing it. Don't let everything fall by the wayside. Continue on that same fucking path. But you need to add a little bit more to it. What is it that there's something missing. There is something missing about you. Because you're telling me that you're doing all of the right things. and no man is picking you up, no man is locking you down. Because generally speaking, you are the perfect person to pick. Based off of what you're saying. You are the perfect person to pick. And you telling me not one man wants you? I don't believe it. I don't. And you're not gonna, no, I don't. Not even the slightest. Let me listen to it again, because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I missed something. So I'm gonna listen to it again.
I was taught over the years, you be a good girl.
Okay, so I'm not tripping off the nose ring. All right, as long as it's not a septum ring, I'm straight. As long as it's not a septum ring. But if I'm going based off of what I see right here, because you're not showing the full body, I can guarantee tell you that you probably need to be in the gym a little more. Just saying, just going based off of the facial structures, this right up here, gym. Get more of it.
And you'll get everything you want in life. You be
not just being a good girl. Because that's just like being a good, matter of fact, see, this is great. This is actually great, because now we can play on both sides. You know how they say, well, they say nice guys finish last. So this is the equivalent. Good guys. Well, he's a good guy. Okay. He's just a good guy. Great. What else does he have? What else does he have to offer? Just other than just being a good guy.
Good girl. You keep your legs closed.
Just keep your legs closed. Yep. Do not turn into a thigh. You're on the right path.
You don't be out here fighting in these streets.
Don't be fighting in the streets. Don't be a hood rat. Don't be a ratchet. Correct.
You talk like a lady.
Yes.
You eat like a lady.
Yes.
You do this like a lady.
Yes.
And what did he give me?
You ain't say the gym. You ain't say work out. You ain't say put yourself in spaces with the men who are operating the way that you want them to operate. You're not saying that you are a submissive woman. You're not saying that you move like a wife. You ain't say none of that shit. You're just saying, be a good person. That's basically what you're saying. Be a good person. Be a good woman. Eat like a lady. Talk like a lady. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Keep your legs closed. Okay, great. Those are the prerequisites that'll get you through the door with a good man to marry you. That's a start. That gets your foot in the door. It's like, all right, bet. I got my foot in the door. I got to step ahead of these bras because I'm doing everything that these bras ain't doing. So that gives me an advantage in the market.
Huh? What did they get me? Rage.
But it got you rage. It got you rage. That's what you're telling me. It brought you rage because you didn't get what you asked for, but you didn't dive deeper. You didn't go deeper into what it is that you need to do. You just thought that was it. It's more to it, sweetheart. It's more to it.
And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the good girl who grows up and she turns 40 and she looks around and she's like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
I just told you what you did wrong. I told you what you did wrong. You thought that was all you needed in order to get. That's just like a dude saying, listen, man, I ain't got no hoes, bro. Listen, I got a decent job. I ain't no millionaire. But I got a decent job. I'm making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? I ain't out this bitch drinking. I ain't out in these streets. I'm just at work. I'm back at home. I'm chilling. I ain't got shit going on, bro. I ain't never been in the streets. I ain't none of that shit. I'm a good dude, bro. That's it. I'm just a good dude. Okay, great. You a good dude, but what else do you have to offer? Are you elite? Are you a leader? Are you able to provide for somebody? Do you know how to stand up for yourself? Are you actually a masculine man? Do you know how to lead your woman? Do you have people around you that you're leading? And when these people are into your life, do you make their lives better? Are you a great husband? Are you capable of being a great husband? Are you capable of being a great father? Just because you're a good person or a good man, that don't necessarily mean anything. Just because you're a good woman and you did the prerequisite, you did the prerequisite of what gives you the advantage over most people, because most people ain't doing that. That don't necessarily mean you're going to get the result, because guess what? It rains on the just and the unjust. But you still need to do more work. There's still more that you need to do. You still ain't perfect, shorty. You still got work to do. So now your 100% rating is about to drop significantly because now you want to go out here and be a thought pocket. Now you're gonna be the same individuals who gonna come up on these panels. I did everything, and ain't no man still want me. Don't no man still want me. It ain't happen like that for me. Okay, bet you a one-off situation. But I can still look at you right now and tell there's some work that still needs to be done.
I did everything that everybody asked me to do.
No, you ain't. Look at the double chin. You ain't did everything. You ain't been in the gym. You ain't been in the gym. You ain't asked God for wisdom. You ain't asked God to give you guidance. You ain't asked God to give you wisdom on what it is that you need to do and to lead you in the right path. You ain't asked none of that. You just been sitting up here saying that I just need to eat right, talk like a lady, walk like a lady, don't be in the streets. And you thought that was gonna get you married. You bugging.
I was a good girl. I went to school. I went to church. I wasn't sleeping around. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't doing none of that shit. I was a good girl, and it got me nowhere. So guess what? The good girl is dead. She's dead. That's enough. I said to myself, that's enough.
Fuck you crying for? That's what I hate. What the fuck you crying for? Suck it up. Go figure it out. Go figure it out. Go figure out what it is that you're doing wrong. Because the solution is not going out here to be a thought pocket. That is not the solution. Don't do that.
It's time to bring the other girl out, right? It's time to bring the other girl out. Because the good girl, and I love her to death, but she had to die. Because at the end of all of it, you become an adult, and you look around, and all you have is grief.
That's so sad. That is so sad. That is so sad. So you just been, okay, so now it really makes sense to me. So you've been doing all of this in hopes that this is going to get you the dream man. You did this in hopes that you were going to get the dream man. Shorty, do you understand that life don't work that way? You still got to put in the work too. That ain't putting in the work. That's just maintaining. That all you doing, all that is, that's just maintaining. Why is my life so hard, bro? I've been doing everything right, man. I did everything right. I go to work, I cook, I clean, I do everything right, bro. I ain't did nothing. I ain't out here in the streets. I ain't doing nothing. But why does shit still happen to me, bro? What are you talking about? Things still happen. But now all of a sudden you gonna give everything up just because shit didn't go your way that you expected it to? Now you're gonna give it up. Now you're gonna become part of the other group of individuals that we talk about. But hey, listen. Listen, bro. I'm done trying to save y'all. I'm done trying to save y'all. Can't tell y'all nothing. Can't tell y'all nothing anyway. So if you're gonna go and fuck up your life, by all means, go and do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not, bro. I'm not. I'm tired of these type of chicks, bro. I really am. It don't make no sense to me. All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification, dog. Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind, but don't worry. I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and get to this next video. Let's talk about the Whatever podcast, bro. There's these women, I guess, and of course typically, you already know, typically there's a whole lot of white men, white women on this panel, and I'm guessing they are based off of the title because I haven't seen the video and I thought it would be interesting, but I guess they're talking about who's physically stronger, men or women. So I'm curious to see what these women are actually going to say and what their excuses are going to be in regards to this conversation, because this is kind of throwing me for a little bit. So let's go ahead and rock out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
A lot of women, which is true, a lot of women don't want to do a lot of the same hard labor work as jobs, but you shouldn't say all women, because I know that I myself, I've worked in construction, I've worked in the fields, and I've done exterior home renovations. So you can't really stigmatize it to all women.
You said a lot.
True.
Most women.
Yeah. So you didn't say all.
Did you not say all?
Wait, let me ask you a question. So you say you do construction, you're out in the fields, right? When you're on a construction site or doing a construction gig, what percentage are men?
Majority.
Okay, so most, would you say most then?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I mean, a lot of the women work behind the scenes, more of like in the office and stuff. Like in the company itself, there is still a lot of women that do work in the construction company, just not actively out like laying down the concrete.
That's not, you're not like actually doing the construction. If you are like the accountant.
But
no, I'm sure you were, but most women don't want those jobs. That's
Because they're not for women.
That is the joke of feminism. You can only have feminism when there's comfortable air-conditioned office jobs. You can't have feminism when it's like brutal physical labor. So this whole idea, women weren't allowed to work 200 years ago. Bruv, you wouldn't have wanted to work 200 fucking years ago. Work was like backbreaking.
But why denied the act? Like, why deny women from working? Wanting to work?
Even women really weren't even. If you wanted to, I suppose you could have worked.
But why the laws were made so women could not?
There weren't laws.
There were.
There weren't laws.
What laws?
there were like women slaves building the pyramids and stuff too.
Who's physically stronger, men or women?
Technically men.
What do you mean
Physically
technically
men?
Men. Because so there are certain instances where, let's say you have a male. Males are born on average 35% more muscle mass than females straight out of the womb. That's just science. That's a fact, right?
Well, actually, hold on. Before puberty, I think there's actually, and I actually might be wrong on this, but my understanding is actually before puberty, like I think it's pretty equal between boys and girls before puberty. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert.
There's still a muscle mass percentage difference.
Am I wrong,
the
Chad?
BMI.
I could be wrong.
Let's look it up.
I thought there
wasn't a huge difference.
It's not. It's not until puberty, because that's when puberty starts. That's when testosterone starts to heighten, and then
There's still a
we develop
difference
muscle.
straight out of the womb, though.
I'm sure, but it's
Like
not
genetically,
muscle mass.
it is muscle. It's muscle. I'm pretty sure it's muscle mass or muscle capacity, but I do know that male babies are born straight out of the womb with more muscle mass than a female. But let's say that man specifically, let's say he doesn't work out all the time, or maybe he does moderately, right? If you have a woman, right, that's eating the correct diet, going to the gym every day, she's benching like 250, she's going to be stronger than that guy.
How
that's
many
just
women
working.
bench 250?
Most women, man, get the fuck out of here. Benching. Now, if you said squat, that'd be something different, or deadlifting, something different. But you said benching, man, sit the fuck down.
I used to when I played football in high school.
You bench 250?
Dude,
I
look
did.
at her muscle.
You bench 250? Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe that shit.
I played tackle and boys
That-
varsity football. It's a
that is-
baby now. I haven't worked.
Just because you got the muscle, that don't mean shit, bro. 250? Do you know how much 250 is? Do you know how much 250 pounds is?
out in years. Okay, I have not worked out in
Hey,
years.
well, first off, impressive. Good for you.
I don't give a fuck about the biceps, nigga. Your biceps ain't got shit to do. Your biceps ain't got shit to do with bench pressing. Nigga, that's all triceps and chest. They ain't got and shoulders. They ain't got shit to do with your biceps. So this right here don't mean nothing. You should have did this. Should have hit it with and then hit it with Fuck is you talking about?
But
No, but okay.
But you're like an outlier in that case if you can
I don't believe it.
outbench some.
I need a
guy
video.
who-
I need a
who
video.
well, it came
never
from
goes to the
like
gym.
years of working out. Is what
Wait,
I'm
how
saying.
did-
Anyone can do it.
Holy
It just
hell.
takes dedication.
Wait, how did you play football? Did you go to like a school
Yeah, can
Did
you
I
pull-
go to a
wait, can you pull
school
your
where like
microphone?
women could play football?
Can you?
Oh yeah, in Southern California, is it different here?
I was just wondering.
No,
if
it's-
Any
like,
women can-
female can apply, like
Yeah,
can try
women
out
can
for
do
Pull
the
your mic.
football.
Sorry.
No, pull your mic close to the edge. I think women are not barred from playing football, but the reality
They
is
just don't
it's
want
such
to.
a physically like intense sport that they're just not temperamentally drawn to it. And there's just certain like they're gonna get hurt.
Mhm.
What position did you play?
I played D tackle and I was a starter.
nice.
I don't believe that shit. Hold on, bro. You're not finna say opinion gas like me. I don't believe that shit. Hold on. Let me see something, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Let me see something. I don't believe it. What's her name? Damn, he ain't tagging me in. Or they stopped tagging them, huh? Hold on, give me a second. Might be able to find it right here. Think he tagged them on the. Yeah, he might have tagged them here. Okay, so let's see. QPL, whatever. Let's see. Because I know you lying. Okay, so that's not her. That's not her. Nikki. Interesting. Queen. Okay, this is her. Oh, so she ain't got no photos. She has no photos of her with football, nothing regarding football. It's just 4 pictures. Interesting. I don't believe it. And just so that way for proof, so y'all don't think I'm just over here just talking shit. Nah, that's her. All she got is 4 pictures up there. I don't see anything. I don't see anything in regards to her playing football or anything like that. So until we know otherwise, I call bullshit.
Like those things that pop up
Mhm.
that said that a lot of women, which is true, a lot of women don't want to do a lot of the same hard labor work as jobs, but you shouldn't say all women, because I know that I myself, I've worked in construction, I've worked in the fields, and I've done exterior home renovations.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
women work behind the scenes more of like in
Okay, so would you say most then?
women work behind the scenes more of like in the office and stuff.
Like
Like in the
entrance
company itself, there is still a lot of women that do work in the construction company, just not actively
Yeah, but that's
out
not
like
doing
laying down the
construction.
concrete.
You're not like actually doing the construction. If you
I mean,
are like
they
the
weren't,
accountant,
but
no, I'm sure you were, but most women don't want those jobs. That's
Because they're
well,
not for women.
That is the joke of feminism. You can only have feminism when there's comfortable air-conditioned office jobs. You can't have feminism when it's like brutal physical labor. So this whole idea, women weren't allowed to work 200 years ago. Bruv, you wouldn't have wanted to work 200 fucking years ago.
Facts.
Work was like
But
backbreaking.
why
and
deny women from working,
I
wanting
don't.
to
Well,
work?
even women really weren't even. If you wanted to, I suppose.
Man, women are still working today overseas. Go look at the women who be carrying them shits on top of their head, be going to them wells and shit and picking the fruits and all that shit, doing the heart. Man, they still be over that bitch working today. Y'all think y'all to do that shit? Just go over there to the third world countries and go and do what they do. Let's see how long you last. Let's see if that feminism talk then. Let's see if that feminism talk aligns then. See if you're gonna be talking that same talk. Let's see if you're gonna be talking that same feminism talk. Go over there. Just take a trip. Just get on a plane. Since y'all make so much money, since y'all so educated and y'all make so much money, use that money. get on the plane, go the fuck overseas over there to a third world country, and go live over that bitch for a month. I guarantee you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna stop talking about this feminism shit. That's a bunch of bullshit. I do not advocate for it. I do not advocate for it. Guarantee it.
You could have worked.
But why the laws were made so
There weren't
women
laws.
could not?
There weren't laws.
There were.
There weren't laws.
What laws?
There were like women slaves building the pyramids and stuff too.
Who's physically stronger, men or women?
Technically men.
What do you mean
Physically
technically
men. Men.
Because so there are certain instances where, let's say you have a male. Males are born on average 35% more muscle mass than females straight out of the womb. That's just science. That's a fact.
Correct.
Right?
Well, actually, hold on. Before puberty, I think there's actually, and I actually might be wrong on this, but my understanding is actually before puberty, like I think it's pretty equal between boys and girls before puberty. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert.
There's still a muscle mass percentage difference
Am
in
I wrong,
the
Chad?
BMI.
I could be wrong.
Let's look it up.
I think
I
it's
thought there
correct,
wasn't
though.
a huge difference
It's not.
between-
It's not until puberty, because that's when puberty starts. That's when testosterone starts to heighten, and then
There's still a
we develop
difference
muscle.
straight out of the womb, though.
I'm sure, but it's
Like
not muscle
genetically,
mass.
it is muscle. It's muscle. I'm pretty sure it's muscle mass or muscle capacity, but I do know that male babies are born straight out of the womb with more muscle mass than a female. But let's say that man specifically, let's say he doesn't work out all the time, or maybe he does moderately, right? If you have a woman, right, that's eating the correct diet, going to the gym every day, she's benching like 250, she's going to be stronger than that guy
How
that's
many
just
women
working.
bench 250?
I used to when I played football in high school.
You bench 250?
Dude,
I
look
did.
at her muscles.
I played D tackle and boys
That-
varsity
I
football.
don't
It's a
believe that
baby
shit.
now. I haven't worked out in years. Okay, I have not worked out in years.
Hey, well, first off,
She hadn't worked out in years, but she said that she benched. I don't believe that shit, man.
impressive. Good for you. You got guns.
But
No, but okay.
But you're like an outlier in that case if you can
I don't believe it, bro.
outbench some guy who
well, it came
never
from
goes to the
like
gym.
years of working out. Is what
Wait,
I'm
how
saying.
did-
Anyone can do it.
Oh,
It just
hell
takes
up.
dedication.
Wait, how did you play football? Did you go to like a school
Yeah, can
Did
you
I
pull-
go to a
wait, can you pull
school
your
where like
microphone?
women could play football?
Can you-
Oh yeah, in Southern California. Is it different here?
I was just wondering.
No,
if
it's-
Any
women can-
female can apply, like
Yeah,
can try
women
out
can
for
do
Hold your mic.
football.
Sorry.
No, pull your mic close to the edge. I think women are not barred from playing football, but the reality
They
is
just don't
it's
want
such
to.
a physically like intense sport that they're just not temperamentally drawn to it. And there's just certain like they're gonna get hurt.
Mhm.
What position did you play?
I played D tackle and I was a starter.
I don't believe it.
Nice.
You
I don't
were
believe that.
you paid.
D tackle and I was a
don't
starter.
believe it. I don't believe
Is
it.
that the
I don't
defensive?
believe it.
Wait, are you on the
Defensive end,
line?
yes. I was on the defensive line.
Okay,
I'm right next to the center.
cool.
On defense?
Yeah, I played D tackle.
Did your team lose?
No, actually, I transferred from Tesoro High School, which was a D1 school, to Rancho Buena Vista, which was a D3 school. So I actually helped them bring up their standing.
JV or varsity?
It was JV, but I was a freshman.
Okay.
So
Sounds like affirmative action or some shit. I don't know.
You was JV, but you telling me you was lifting 250 as a freshman. Girl, get out of my face.
I get really involved in stuff and I like what I do. I
I
like
don't
physical
believe that
things.
shit.
I
I
like working
don't
out. I
believe
like
it.
being
She's
outdoors. I like
lying.
doing construction.
You
I
lying.
like doing hard
You
physical
lying.
labor because
You
it makes me
lying.
feel good.
You lying.
That's cool. Wait,
You lying.
but generally speaking, men are physically stronger than women.
They can
Simply-
be.
What do you mean they can be? They
They
are.
are. They
I'm
have
not saying
more-
that there's like
They have more testosterone in their muscles, which allows them to become stronger and develop muscle mass easier.
It also
Yes.
depends on a lot of things because
I'm not
women can
saying-
still be as strong as men. It just
No.
takes work.
let me
Yeah,
ask you a
it
question.
takes work.
No. Let me ask you a question. Using what you just said there, is the strongest woman, does any woman in the world have the capacity to be as strong as the strongest man in the world?
It depends.
On what?
On a
Here we go.
lot of
Again.
factors. Well, okay, wait. Are we
Let's
talking
go
about
to
like
them.
actually, or are we talking about just like hypothetically? Because like
Actually,
actually, yeah,
actually,
with steroids
Nope.
and with intensive training.
The strongest man in the world, no matter how much steroids you do, sweetheart, if that man is training his ass off just as you are, he's still gonna be stronger. I'll give you an example. This isn't even just the lifting aspect of it. So there's this MMA fighter. Right? Shorty was like, she's a professional MMA fighter, well-known MMA fighter. And she got into it with this average dude. He was not an MMA fighter. He was not nothing. He was just an average guy. But Buddy was like 6'2". And I think Shorty's about 5. I think she said she's about 5'7" or so. Professional MMA fighter. You've probably seen her before. I forgot her name, but she's a professional fighter, right? She was on an interview. She said she got her ass whooped by an average dude who was 6'2". He said he was about $180, $190. Again, she's about 5'7". She's about 5'7", 130 something pounds, maybe. Professional MMA fighter, and she still got her ass beat by the average guy who don't even know MMA. So even with that, so no matter how much training you do as a woman, you can take all the steroids you want. You still will not be remotely close to the strongest man in the fucking world. What the fuck is wrong with her? Mark said, I was the smallest D-tackle in high school, and I'm 6'1", 280 at the time. Bullshit. That's what I'm saying, Marcus. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't believe this shit that she talking about. A D-tackle lifting 250 as a freshman, playing JV football as a defensive tackle. Girl, man, she better sit the fuck down somewhere. I don't believe that. Probably with some private school with a bunch of shitbag ass players who were garbage as shit, who probably were never going to play football or play JV, play varsity football, were never going to start. They probably was a trash football team. Nobody was athletic on any fucking level. I don't believe none she talking about. That's what I'm saying. 250 is a lot of weight. 250 is a lot of weight, bro. And she said she lifted 250. Now, mind you, she said she a defensive tackle. Offensive linemen are big. Typically, they're bigger than the fucking defensive tackles. And she telling me she moving these niggas? Man, she better.
Nope.
And work
naturally.
Naturally? Probably not. If they were both the strongest, but I do believe that there is a way to become stronger. Have we actually like even tested this? Is there actually like knowledge based on this theory, on this thesis?
Boys. 2 weeks. Wait, so you think, okay, let me just ask the question one more time. Do you think that any woman in the world could be as strong as the strongest man in the world?
I guess technically no.
Don't walk it back.
Why you keep saying technically? No.
Well, okay, with steroids and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, let's say there's a man on steroids and there's a woman on steroids. Who's going to be stronger?
Okay, then technically the man.
Actually, I would be prepared to argue that the strongest natural guy who's never taken steroids, he's going to be stronger than the woman who's pumped full of steroids. Even with that, what's the term? Even with that advantage, a woman on steroids, she's not even going to, even then, isn't going to be as strong as the strongest natural guy.
Okay.
So even if I concede to you that yes, we'll have a woman who's on steroids and have her compete against a guy who's just natural strength, no steroids, he's still gonna fucking scorch her in like various lifts. Certainly in a fight, he'll fuck her up.
I don't think with the while she's on, like if he's not on steroids and she is, that might be a little different. But like if they're both like on equal playing ground, then yeah, he would beat her.
Even if she has this,
and you shut the fuck up, huh?
handicap of taking steroids, she's still not going to be stronger than him.
Where's your evidence?
Where's my, what do you mean my evidence?
It hasn't been tested. So you know for a fact.
Look at natural bodybuilding. If you compare a male natural bodybuilder to a female steroid bodybuilder, just his physical size is going to be larger anyways. In addition, like if you probably look at their lifts, he probably lifts heavier.
Why don't you look up the world
Let me see something.
records for lifting with women versus men and look at it.
Let's look it up. Men's world lift records are just so y'all know I ain't making up shit. Men's world lift records are significantly higher than women's, reflecting psychological differences, but records are often compared within body weight classes, showing women achieving an impressive relative strength, with super heavyweight women sometimes surpassing lightweight men's totals, though generally women lift around 60 to 80% of male counterparts in specific lifts like squats, bench, and deadlifts, with recent years showing narrowing gaps in some areas as female lifting talent pools expand. So what is she talking about?
The disparity.
Right now?
If
Oh
Brian, but if Brian allow you, but why don't you do that? Why don't you look at the disparity? Look at the female bench press record.
Well, that's what I was planning on doing after the show, because now I actually want to know.
And look at how much more the male's bench press record is world record than the woman's.
This is the plan.
So you think that a woman on steroids,
But that's actually like not just steroids, but has actually like actively been training, been lifting for a majority of time, actively pushing herself to be stronger.
oh,
She has the ability to.
she has the ability to be stronger than a portion of men.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But if you were to compare her to a guy who's not on steroids, who's been, I'm not even going to say training the same amount of time, but that would be the fair comparison. Just a guy who's been lifting for I don't know.
A good amount of time.
I mean, this is very speculative. Let's just compare.
Let's be honest. A chick who's been working her ass off, who's been pushing her weight to get stronger, versus a dude who works who works out 3 times a fucking day, and he's been doing it over the course of 10 years. Over the course of 10 years, working out 3 times a week, lifting weights. He's still going to be stronger than that woman who's been pushing herself to be stronger. He's still going to beat her. In benching, in deadlift, in squats, he's going to beat her. She might be closer in regards to the squats. She might be. But she's still going to lose. If he lifts just as heavy as she does 3 days a week, he's still going to be stronger. That's a fact.
A guy who's been training for 10 years, not on steroids, versus a woman who's been training for 10 years on steroids, that guy's going to be able to lift more than she is.
Facts.
That's how great the disparity is between our strengths.
Yeah, but it also depends on like that female's testosterone levels too, because
Doesn't matter.
You can still have XY chromosomes and have a higher testosterone spike and
Do
be
you know
able
how
to
much
have
more testosterone men have than women?
a bit, but there's also
A bit. It's
I think you're
exponentially more.
grasping at this point.
It's exponentially more.
Wait, am I wrong? Like, don't just side with me because you like my podcast or whatever. Let's say a guy who they're both like very serious about the gym is a guy who's never taken steroids going to be stronger than a woman. They're training the same amount of time.
Listen, matter of fact, I found it, y'all. I found it. Here it is. Watch this. Damn. Watch this. Now watch this. This shorty here, she is an MMA fighter, professional MMA, professional UFC fighter, professional.
4 out of 5 ligaments fighting a man for real. I went to the gym and I was so angry and I wanted to fight, and I fought a guy that couldn't take me down, and my knee got stuck in the mat, and I was so like defending the takedown so well, but when I went to go turn him off the mat, my foot got stuck, and then when I went to go turn, it completely caved, and so I tore 4 out of 5 ligaments. The second time I went into the back alley while I was serving, and I fought the line cook because we had been really going at each other for a long time. A long story. Yeah, he dropped me 3 times, and I have to say, and this is no ego, I popped right back up after every single time I got dropped. And I had my eyes swollen shut for 3 days and 11 stitches in my eye because I thought that I could fight a man.
A cook, y'all. Nigga who be whipping in the kitchen. Order up. Serve one. Order up, pancake and eggs. Out here giving swollen eyes in the back alley. Out here giving swollen eyes in the back alley. See what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about, man? They just be talking, bro. Just be talking, just to be talking. Listen, why are y'all in so much competition with fucking men, bro? Why? Stay in your lane, dog. Just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stop trying to compete with us, dog. Did you not see what happened when you let a man get into women's sports? They beat y'all ass every single time. They beat y'all ass every single fucking time. But for some reason, y'all continue to keep trying to compete with us. Bruh, there was a whole video of this big out of shape dude. Huge, big ass dude, big bald head joker. Excuse me, 3 shorties. They got into the ring with this dude. He whooped all 3 of their asses. This dude ain't worked out in years. Big as shit. Looked like he probably about a smooth 5'10", 5'9", about a smooth 300 pounds. And he beat the brakes out of all 3 of those women. These women in shape, they could fight a little bit, and they were getting their ass rocked by this dude. Stay in y'all fucking lane, bro. Matter of fact, there was another situation where this woman, because I think it actually happened recently. There was a lifting competition, and there was a guy who won. There was a T girl who won, and one of the competitors, who I think she was number 2 or some shit, she got pissed and walked off because of it. She's like, this is bullshit. She lost to a man. So this whole conversation, just stay in your fucking lane. No, stop trying to compete with men. You gonna lose that battle every fucking time. Just stay in your lane. Just be the best woman that you can be. If you want to be the strongest woman in the world, be the strongest woman in the world. Why are you trying to compete with a man for? You're gonna lose that battle every single time, dog. You're gonna lose the battle every single time. This is a good example of how women think natural born men can transition to women. Facts, bro. Facts. Shit don't make no sense. Shit don't make no sense to me, dog.
Where the money at? Who it is?
Yo, shout out to Macaroni Tony for the $10. He says supporting the channel. I appreciate you, homie. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, big dog. Thank you, dog. Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry. I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up, because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video. All right. So let's go ahead and keep this train rolling. Let's move over to this next topic of tonight. Talk about some money, dog. You know I like to talk about some money. You know, we trying to get to a bag. That's what we pushing towards. We got to get to it. So let's dive into talking about business in 2026. And we right back with Courtnee Sanchez. And she's talking about if you wanted to build a business in 2026, this is what she would do. So I haven't heard this video yet, so I want to listen to it and see what it is that she would actually do in 2026. So let's go ahead and rock out, man. I think this would be beneficial for everybody too. So make sure y'all lock in, take notes when you can, and let's get to it.
Only true if you pick the wrong type of business. So how do you pick the right business that's more likely to succeed? I want to start with the data and tell you exactly what I'd do if I lost it all and how to start over tomorrow. By the way, I'm Courtnee Sanchez, founder of Contrarian Thinking, and we've built dozens of businesses. So let me let you steal our homework so you can build without much cash or talent. The framework that I'm going to talk about today is called Signals. And this is the number one.
And also, if you guys got any input when it comes to this in the money aspect of things, you got a little input, I'll put the link in the chat for you to come up and you can say your piece too. All right. If you got any input, if you got any thoughts in regards to what she said. So I'm gonna open it up.
One way to grow your wealth in 2026. Let's start with the S. In 2026, your biggest advantage isn't talent. It's not capital,
you, Marcus. I'm gonna read it after, bro.
Speed. And that's the first S in Signal. How we think about this is called the OODA loop framework. Basically, we stole this from the military. And it goes observe, orient, decide, act. If you can move from idea to launch in 24 hours while your competitors are circling back next quarter, you win. I've seen this time and time again, like Spencer Scott, who we talked to about building a trash business. Did he wait to figure out how to actually do trash, how to get permits, how to do whatever? No. He put up a Facebook post on his local community site and said, hey, by the way, do you guys also hate our trash company? And if you do, here's a pre-sell link right here to something that does not exist today. But if you click this and you give me a monthly amount of $30 or whatever, and I get to at least 10K, I'll start this company and I'll create a better garbage hauling system for all of us. That one decision, which took him 24 hours from the idea to the action in the post, led to $13,000 in monthly recurring revenue before buying a truck. What? Most people take millions of dollars in venture capital funding to do that. So he used Webflow, Stripe, and a Facebook rant to pre-sell. He had a few referral incentives, like sign up for 5 months, you get a shirt. 10 months, you get 3 months free. No licenses, no capital, no equipment, just an idea on a landing page. And that, my friend, is what I mean when I say sell first and build second.
Wait, hold up.
I
missed something. I'm sorry, y'all.
You get a shirt.
I missed
10 months, you get 3 months.
I know I missed
time and time again. Like Spencer Scott,
something.
who we talked to about building a trash business. Did he wait to figure out how to actually do trash, how to get permits, how to do whatever? No. He put up a Facebook post on.
So he said, hey, neighbors, is anyone open to switching trash services if there was a better option? Okay, if there was a better option. Haley and I are mildly frustrated with cards and have made jokes that we feel like we are unpaid employees. Every week we get to play a fun game of Where's Waldo trying to find our trash cans, which either in a ditch or hidden with our neighbors. Huh. Dog, there's money everywhere, bro. You just got to keep your eyes open. You just got to keep your eyes open to the opportunity.
His local community site and said, hey, by the way, and build second. Next, I want to talk about the I in Signals, which is industry selection. When you pick the right industry, you don't die. Most people start businesses in industries where the odds are already against them. If you want to win, you start with where the math is in your favor. Let's talk about the survival rates of small businesses. If you look at a typical survival rate, you're going to find that most businesses die. 90% of them within 10 years. But you look here and you see, wait a second, information businesses, they have a 29% 10-year survival rate. Not great, that's an F, that's below an F. Versus manufacturing and agriculture, 49% survival rate. You got 50-50. So this isn't actually about being sexy. It's about being solvent. Do not pick places where dreams go to die. That's why we obsess on a bunch of businesses like lawnmowers, power washers, older small business owners.
I told you we might have to open. Listen, we might have to open the pressure washing business back up. We might have to open the pressure washing business back up. We might have to, bro. I might have to, but I'm gonna come about it different next time. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Macaroni. We talked about this earlier today. We talked about this.
Answering the phones. These industries are wide open because the people running them, they're all aging out. So I think there is an inverse relationship between age of owner and length of solvency. The older the owner, the more likely that business is to stay solvent when you either start it or buy it. Next, I want to talk about the G in signals. This is the generational transfer, or what we're calling the boomer exit. $7 trillion to be precise. So every day, how many business owners are retiring? Well, guys, that's 10,000. And of these 10,000 businesses retiring, 8 to 10% of them are business owners. You could go and put some cash down on Carnival Cruise stock, because I hear that's what you do once you're retired. Or you could go talk to small business owners and see if any of those businesses that you go to that are little tiny things you could actually buy. This means thousands and thousands of businesses are about to go up for grabs. Look at the share of the United States population that is over 65 years old. This population is going to increase. And what's fascinating is this trend may never exist again, because we won't have another baby boom. So we are seeing what is a really big balloon where a bunch of these people created businesses that will either deflate and there will be something popped, or we can continue the trend by buying them overall. And what's fascinating to me is 41% of all small business owners are owned by boomers. 52% of business owners are near or at retirement. 52% of boomers. We make fun of them a lot because there are a lot of them. And 52% of them are about to retire. But what's the crazy number? 40% of them, no exit plan. That's not a stat. That's where money goes to be made. And the truth is, most of these owners who want to retire from running their cash flowing business, they don't want to close the business. They just simply don't know anyone to hand the keys to. They have a business that is kind of like a job, not a business. So it's not like private equity is knocking on the door. But would you like to be your own boss and make 6 figures in revenue? Probably. So what would I do? I'd buy a business someone else built and I'd scale the hell out of it. Next, I want to get to needs-based cash flow. What does this mean? Follow the cash, not the headlines. So while tech bros are getting laid off and influencers are hawking, I don't know, gut gummies or tea for affiliate cash, the real money moves in silence.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
It goes into what we call the Songhurst matrix. And the Songhurst matrix is fascinating because what it actually means is that aging industries like equipment repair, home maintenance, landscaping, these businesses are not sexy. And what happens when you have an unsexy business that makes a lot of money? Well, the sexier the business, the less money typically you make in it. Think about actors. 90% of them can't even afford their SAG-AFTRA union fees.
Ichiban, lipstick for men.
But 100% of electricians get all of their money from their job. So what's also fascinating about these industries, in household maintenance, people 60 plus outnumber under 30 by 2.
Okay, listen, bro. Listen. The unsexy businesses. So listen, hear me out. I started the pressure washing business. It was doing good. The reason that I stopped it, the only reason I stopped it because I wanted to focus on my YouTube channel. It was either going to be focused on the YouTube channel or do the pressure washing business. And I was like, damn, bro, I won't be able to scale as much because I had to weigh the options. It was either go to work and only focus on the business, focus on working on the business on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, or I could focus on YouTube where I can get more done, meaning I can create more videos, I can do live streams, clip these hoes up, put them out there to YouTube, and I can grow exponentially fast, even though I'm still playing the long game here, but I can leverage this to get to where I'm trying to get to faster, until I'm able to open up my time and space to do more things, right? So that's why I decided to move away from the pressure washing business, because I had the whole LLC, I had it all started up, I had some jobs going, but it just, and plus it was just me doing it. So the job wouldn't get done if I didn't do it. Right. So I was like, damn. And then at the time I didn't have nobody to hire in order to do the job for me. So it was like, fuck, I got to let this one go. Right. Now, also, when you think about other unsexy jobs, listen, bro, I know y'all don't want to do it. It's not sexy at all, but think about it. You can choose. You can choose for yourself how you want to operate and who you want to operate this business for and who you want to look and who you want to look to. Think about this. You can start a cleaning service, a home cleaning service. You can go create your LLC, market that shit and say, listen, man, we'll clean your house for X, Y, and Z. We'll do this, that, and the third, boom, 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 wash the clothes, wash the dishes, whatever the case may be. You can start an entire cleaning services, or you could do it for a commercial company. You can do it for a commercial company. Have the whole business set up. You go in that bitch, clean out the trash and all that shit, wipe the desk and shit, all that shit down, clean up the space for the job for the people that's gonna come in the next morning. You can do that, bro. There's so many different opportunities out here. You just gotta open your fucking eyes, bro. The opportunities are endless. If you really and truly want to get out of your 9-to-5, if you really and truly want to start getting to some money and understanding that you're not looking to make the quick dollar, but you're thinking 10 years in advance of where you're trying to be. And if you start this shit now, dog, I'm telling you, you looking at 10 years, but guess what? You could probably be out of your job in 5. If you do it the right way. If you do it the right way and you know how to scale and you looking to scale, because the ultimate goal is, because I'll give you an example. The ultimate goal for me was to do the job long enough to where I can hire somebody so that way I can remove myself from doing the job and I can still work my 9-to-5 while I have jobs during the week and I have somebody actually going to do the job while I'm at work. That was the goal. And I think that still might be a goal, to be honest with you. We might have to ramp. I might have to ramp that back up. I'm not gonna lie to you. That might be the wave, but I just have to go about it differently. But there's endless opportunities out here, man.
To 1. In equipment repair, the 65 plus age group is growing faster than any other. So this is where I'd be looking to have a business, as the opportunity to stand out from the competition is just greater. Bringing up-to-date tech to an industry run by 70-year-olds, probably easier than having to stand out by starting the 1,000th social media app and trying to compete with all of these people who are getting funded by giant venture capital companies. So once you've picked the right industry, the first step to building real credibility is your website. Business owners spend thousands trying to make their website look legit, but can you do it for just 99 cents with a .online domain name? Most good .coms are taken, so why settle for a spam? Look at generational wealth transfer from the boomers. And finally, we're going to make sure our business is focused on cash and nothing else. But we got to also ask ourselves, who are we going to sell to? Which is how I think about my clientele. I want to sell things to rich people because they pay more.
Hey.
So this is our affluent clients. You need to understand that it's not more work to sell to rich people. It's actually often less. You just need to understand why they buy. And let's talk about this first. Rich people, they have a lot of money. And in order to validate the fact that they've worked incredibly hard for that money over time and to keep up with the Joneses, what do? They spend more money. In fact, you are actually limited by something that is called wallet share. You think right now in your life and business that other people would never spend $100,000 on a private chef because that's crazy. That, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine getting custom engraving on my seats in my car and paying somebody $2,000 for it. But they actually spend a lot. And that's why typically most people underprice their business by 30 to 300%. And simultaneously, most people who sell things to rich people don't change their prices except every 3 years. We're not going to be that because
hold up, I gotta throw this in here because I have to also throw in my experiences as well. So as you all know, I do have an ebook called Earn While You Save, right? And originally I had that ebook for $9. I made that ebook $9. And then I upped the price to $13, right? And so then after listening to guys like Myron Golden, listening to the Cody Sanchez's, listening to a lot of these different individuals who sell and who have done this shit multiple times, I had to go back and do some research in regards to my ebook and the value that it actually brings and how it actually brought value to my life because I had to be the test dummy first. I had to actually implement it and put the practice in first before I actually had to put this out here and tell everybody else about it. So this isn't something that's just I just thought about and I said, you know what, let me put this out to the world and let everybody else do it. No, I actually put the practice in and I'm doing it myself, right? And if you don't believe me, let me show you. I'm gonna show y'all a little receipt real quick. I gotta show y'all some receipts real quick because I know how some people are. Man, damn, bro, you just talking, bro. You ain't like that for real. All right, so Pete. So this is why I talk about earn while you save ebook, and this is why it's important for you, especially even if you have a 9-to-5 job. This is an easy way to start investing your money the proper way instead of using the traditional savings account to save your money, because I'm telling you, you are losing a lot of fucking money. All right. So this is where I'm at right now. Because I pay myself first out of my paycheck. I pay myself first. And I have my money go right into my investment account. Right. So Pete, let me see. Give me a second. Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that, or is it blurry? You can't see it. Well, it says. Well, I can tell you what it is. I don't know why it's blurry, huh? But you can see the 5 figures though. So it's $11,367.94. That's what's in the account. You can see the 5 figures. So I can show you. I'm showing you exactly what it is, right? So this is why I talk about joining the Patreon. This is why I talk about getting my ebook. So like I was saying, that's why I took my ebook from $9 and I made it $60, because the people who actually are going to pay $60 for are the people who understand that they're going to lose more money not paying for it than paying $60, because it's going to be beneficial and there's a lot of value added into that that's going to help them start investing their money the proper way, so that way they can help themselves in the long run. And you're thinking long-term investment. You're not thinking short-term. You're not thinking to get to a bag or make $1 million right out the gate, but this is slow progressional and compounding interest, and you making money over time versus you just putting your money into a traditional savings account. So if you are interested in that, tap into the Patreon. That link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments. All right, let's keep this video going.
I'm going to show you something called the K-shaped economy spending graph. What does this mean? Top earners now drive over 50% of U.S. consumer spending. The bottom half increasingly squeezed by inflation. And so do we want to go to the people at the bottom who have less money than ever because inflation is eating it? Or do we want to go to the people who have all the money even though there's fewer of them? This K-shaped recovery is what we are having now today. And in it, you're going to find that you'll make more money selling to people like people in finance, people who have college degrees, people who live on the coasts. It's not fair, but life isn't fair. And so we're going to focus on the things that make us money. Now, the question you might be asking yourself, which would be the right question, is how do we sell things to rich people? What do they actually want? Rich people are pretty specific. So we have something called the Rich Desire Pyramid, which is how I teach all our 14,000 business owners in order to sell more things at the boardroom. And if I owned a lawn care business or was starting one in 2026, I wouldn't be focused on $99 lawn mowing for the masses. I'd be building a $10,000 commercial package, because rich clients don't want cheaper, they want better. And then they'll send a buyer without a single follow-up. So for this, let's talk about the Get Rich Pyramid. At the bottom of the pyramid, we have scarcity. That is the first reason why rich people buy things. They buy it when there's not a lot of it. So that limited edition Hermes Birkin bag, that might be the thing that makes them want to buy. Second, we've got privacy. That's why people fly on private jets, have private security. That's why people have really big hedges and will buy really big trees from your landscaping. Then we've got exclusivity. That's like, this is a special club, nobody that can get into. That's why we have country club memberships. That's why you're actually seeing experience memberships pop up all over the country. Then we've got convenience. And that's just my time is so valuable because I'm rich and I make a lot of money with my hours that I don't want to spend much. So, hey, can you come to my house and clean my car instead? So, hey, can I have a concierge doctor that I pay $10,000 a month to? Time. And then finally, we've got status. And status games are the things people will pay more for than anything else. This is why people donate entire buildings to their alma maters and get nothing back for it. What do they want? They want their name in lights, right? So anywhere you can sell somebody something that makes their name really big, they will write you a really big check for it. So if you're thinking about starting a business, this might mean, can you put them on a billboard? This might mean we only sell 100 of these spots. That's called fake scarcity. This selling to rich people is the number one reason why most business owners will make 2 to 3x more when we teach them our processes at Boardroom. We are going to help you raise your prices and have your customers.
Wait, hold on. So hold on. So you telling me, hear me out. Maybe I'm off on this situation. So what you're telling me is I need to reach out and get in contact with bigger companies for sponsorships and brand deals just so they can have their name in lights. To sponsor the Courtnee Edgar show. Just so they can have their name in lights. That's what I heard. Maybe I heard it wrong. Is that what I'm hearing? Yes, I need a network, correct? Okay, I heard. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm hearing it correctly. I'm already on it, but I'm just making sure and I'm just confirming and re-verifying it just to make sure, because you know what I'm saying, I got to make sure I'm not bearing false witness. I heard it, then I got another witness who else heard it as well, so I'm not tripping. Got you.
Thank you for it. Next, the L, which is leverage through distribution. Build distribution first. What does that mean? Get an audience.
I appreciate
AI's
you.
made it easier than ever to build products, but harder than ever to get people to care. So let's think about this for a second. Look at the daily amount of time spent with media. We are at an all-time high, friends and family. Now, whether that's good or bad, I don't really know. In fact, I think it's probably bad, but it's certainly a way for you to make more money. We see the usage by almost every age cohort on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok going up. That means the CAC is up 3 to 5x since 2014. So every founder should have a newsletter or a YouTube channel. Somewhere you can build your audience. And by the way, it's way cheaper. Renting attention is a tax. That's what we do when we use things called ads. We are paying a tax to Mark Zuckerberg. When you own the attention, that's actually a compounding asset. That's when you have your YouTube or your email list. Mm-hmm. So every startup now needs a founding content creator. That's a quote from my friend Balaji Srivastava, who was the CTO of Coinbase. And I want you to think about this in a couple different ways. Video and podcasts, for instance, these things are up in a huge way. Not only are we seeing customers acquired through here go up, we're also seeing usage go up. So you can actually acquire customers at a much lower cost on video and podcast.
Oh, let me read what you just said, Academia. That means you need to spend on your brand to get to those spaces, aka country clubs, to go to space. Go to spaces. Facts. That's a fact. That is a fact. Got to spend a little money in order to get into spaces with those type of people. That's a fact. I agree 100. Hey, listen, we right here. I'm right there with you.
Than you can, for instance, on email. Well, what about B2B? So let's say you sell things to other companies. When you sell things to other companies, your CAC is even lower. CAC stands for client acquisition cost, by the way, if you don't know that. One of the most important stats you can have if you run a business. And if you don't know about that, make sure you dive into the world of CAC. We can do a video on it. If you guys don't know about it, tell me in the comments. Now, what's fascinating about this is that it tells you that customer acquisition cost overall is actually increasing. So over time, it is more expensive now than ever to create a customer. You've seen it go up like this. And this is because we're talking about paying ads for our customers, or what's called PPC, pay per click. And this PPC game is a very competitive one to play. It is also why Facebook, for instance, is the most expensive place to do ads typically over time. In fact, Facebook can be—
Speaking of ads, once I'm done over here, I'm gonna transition over to the Patreon, and then we're gonna do a deep dive in regards to ads when it comes to ads and how you can get paid more on your YouTube channel. All right. So make sure you tap into the Patreon right now. The link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments.
Even more expensive than TV these days because of something called CTV, which we won't get into today, but if you want to, tell me in the comments and I can explain the difference between the two. So you have to start thinking about what is the social media platform with the highest ROI for you and anyone else. And look at this bad boy. Where are you guys located right now? Where are you watching? Oh, it's YouTube. And YouTube actually has the highest return on investment, which is probably why people want to advertise on my channel to all of you guys. And I beat them up. It's like only the right company. Then we've got Facebook, then we've got Instagram, and then we've got all the way down to LinkedIn, which is actually a really hard place to advertise. But it's not just enough for you to have a distribution or a moat. You've got to have systems. And the systems with AI is something that if you don't get, you'll lose. You've got to be AI first, not AI eventually. Well, everyone and their mom I know is now using ChatGPT in some way. That is not actually where the money always is. It's in AI-powered businesses, not AI-written emails. And I want you to think about it like this. We own a company called Resi Brands. It's one of the largest trade franchises out there. And when we do our Resi Brand franchisees, when we do their SEO, we do something called AI programmatic SEO, which is a fancy way of saying we try to get their listing on Google all over the place everywhere. So if you need a painter in Tuscaloosa, if you need a window cleaning in Piedmont, North Dakota, we're going to have a custom site that looks like it's right there in Piedmont with you, all powered by AI. That's not ChatGPT and questions on how to write something. This is taking AI to the next level of the game. You're going to have to think about how to do this in your business. I want you thinking about clearly describing what is going to make you more money in your business. And one of the things that I think not enough people think about today in making money in 2026 is agentic workflows running service businesses. Agentic workflows kind of works like this. First, you understand the problem. The AI agent gathers detailed information from the employee, asking clarifying questions like, do you have this problem because Zapier is not connected to HubSpot? Very standard questions that you might ask an employee. Then step two, they're going to execute diagnostic steps, which basically means based on the user's responses, your responses, the AI is going to tell you different problem solving steps. It might say, well, let's ping Zapier and see if that's working. Let's check the network. Maybe that's off. Let's set to specific time changes so that your emails get sent when you want it. Let's retrieve and summarize all this information. And I'm going to give you a little plan. I'm going to be working behind the background on a bunch of stuff you can't figure out. I'm going to give it to you. Then there's adaptive tool use. If the AI detects a server-side issue, it can call an internal monitoring tool or an API to check for outages. This is kind of cool because it's basically working behind the scenes for you. You can also iterate based on results. So let's say it doesn't work. An action doesn't actually fix the problem. The AI adjusts its approach and it changes ideas. It goes, oh wait, not this, but that. This isn't searching ChatGPT. It's literally having a little robot figure out your issues and reattempt, instead of just saying, hey, Cody, I couldn't figure this out. Then finally, it finalizes and learns. If the issue is fixed, the AI logs the solution, and then in the future, it never asks you again. It just remembers exactly what works last time. This makes troubleshooting or repeating yourself kind of irrelevant.
Yep.
And if it doesn't work, then it basically will send you a nice little report and say, like, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work. What else are we thinking? So if you could imagine today, the tasks that you hate the most and another AI running it for you, that's what's happening. In 2026, it's not about using AI. It's about architecting around the AI. And I think AI will do things in the future, and they already are, like AI sales reps, AI quote systems, AI dispatch. I'm not talking hypotheticals. We've invested in companies doing this right now. I want you to first play the systems game, but then I want to add one little extra one on for you, which is the human game. The scarcer human touch becomes, the more valuable it gets. I want you to think about most of us young people today. If you had to choose between text and phone call, or door knocking, which one are you choosing? You're probably going text, right? Because it's easier, because it's less scary, because there's less friction. Well, what does that mean? In today's world, the easier something is, the
harder
less
it is.
effective
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
And so what you actually want to do is you want to put humans in spots where it really matters to have interpersonal connection, because most people, their ability to communicate has gone down. In fact, interpersonal sales skills among young workers, look at this, it's plummeting. In a world addicted to fast responses, technology, being a human who can actually connect, you're going to make more money, especially in small business. And the interesting part about having a human in the loop, I think in the future, we are going to pay a premium to talk to a human. You're going to go to restaurants, there will be AI plus robots doing everything. Then those things will glitch out.
I'm telling, and listen, I'm telling you, this is why this is, bro. I think I started my YouTube channel at a great freaking time right now. While AI is great and it's going to help streamline a lot of different things on the back end, but also when you talk about in the world of AI and you look at somebody like me, right? That's why I continuously keep putting my face on my platforms, and I continuously keep putting my face on, you know, my thumbnails, because I want you to know it's me that's talking. This ain't no AI shit. And then eventually we're gonna be doing Patreon meetups and all that shit, because the actual interaction in person, that's gonna bring more value to me, because I am the brand, not the Courtnee Edgar show, because I'm Courtnee Edgar, right? I'm the brand. So on the long term, in the long term, that's gonna bring more value to me, because more people, because the more AI becomes prevalent, the more people use AI, the more everything becomes automated systems, the more people are gonna thirst for human interaction. Oh, we had a great time right now. We're in a great time. We're in a great time. Oh my God.
Be like, for the love of all that's holy, I want the latte, but hold the almond milk. And they'll just keep pouring the almond milk in there, and you're going to lose your mind. And for the ability to talk to a human, you're going to pay a premium. And that, for you young people, I think will be your ace card going forward. And then, like, lastly, I want to go a little Emerson on you. Before you think about making your new business in 2026 and making your millions, ask yourself this question. What do you want your obituary to say? It might sound a little heavy, but the truth is you're not just building a business. This is a legacy. Warren Buffett has this last letter quote that I love. He says, eventually someone else will be running Berkshire. That's his business. The measure of our success is not just in returns, but in stewardship, which is a fancy way of saying, when I die, does this thing continue after me? I think too many people think they're going to build the next Tesla. I've got news for you and for me. You probably won't. But not enough people are asking the right question. What story will this business tell when I'm not here to tell it anymore?
That's what I'm saying. I don't need to build. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't need to build a new Tesla. I don't need that shit. I don't need to be this new innovative person who came out with this cutting edge new technology that nobody ever thought of. I don't need that. I'm going where there's quote unquote low hanging fruit, but it's still, you got to put the work in, of course. It's not low hanging fruit, so to speak, but it's the things that people easily miss and they overlook. That's why I like, this is why I like Cody Sanchez, right? Because she talks a lot about the things that people miss. When we talk about pressure washing business, when we talk about landscaping businesses, when we talk about laundry mats, when we talk about car washes, when we talk about all these different things, or cleaning services. When we talk about these are things that people actually overlook. That's where businesses are actually, that's where you can actually thrive. You don't need to have this new cutting edge technology in order to become a millionaire like you want to. You just got to open your eyes and actually look out here at what's going on. You can easily go and buy a business that's already operating, that already has its systems in place. You just come in, you can switch, you can change, invest in it, change some things around, change the name, whatever the case may be. If it's a good name, you keep it. You can just basically update shit. Update it, so therefore it makes it a little bit more feasible for the people and the customers. That's all, like, what we talking about. Oh yes, well, I think of it like this: when there were no computers, people were able to connect to humans, but since the computer age came, less interaction has occurred. People losing social skills. Yep, I agree. Yes, you got to do research and do a walkthrough in the area and see what people need. Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact, and it's out here. It's out here, and listen, you can always put your spin to it. The blueprint is out there. You can always add your spin to it. I'll give you an example. Right? I was thinking about one day, you know what I'm saying, when everything is straight and everything in the systems is running like a well-oiled machine on the YouTube channel and all that, right? And we're making investments. So I was thinking about doing a car wash, right? And in this car wash, what I was gonna do, I was gonna treat it more so like a spa service for a car. But here's the caveat though. It's gonna be a spa service for a car, but it's gonna be women washing the car or drying the car in bikinis. What up though? That's a market untapped. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you where I got this idea from. Let me tell you where I got this idea from. So I live in Arizona. There's this coffee company called Bikini Beans. Good coffee. Good coffee, by the way. Because I was actually trying to get him to I was actually trying to talk to him in regards to a sponsorship, you know, supporting the local companies out here. And they're doing numbers too. But it's a coffee business, and they're doing numbers, but all of their employees are in bikinis. Now think about all of the customers and clientele that they get over there. Think about that. That's your new version of what Hooters was. That's your new version of what Hooters was. Men and women alike, because you know, you got a lot of people in the ABC community, so they like that shit too. They go over there, they get their coffee, boom, they got something nice to look at while they're doing it. Now think about the car wash, same situation. Now I'll put this over here. Now this time I would put this over here in the luxury area where you got these guys, these businessmen, and you got these women, you got these young hotties in their bikinis, they're drying the car off, they're cleaning, they're doing a deep clean, but they got their bikinis on. And you can have tiers. You can have tiers. If you just want to run your shit through the car wash and then you just have the ladies just come through and dry it off with a towel, but they still got their bikini on, boom, you can do that. Or if you want the full throttle service, they do the whole hand wash. They do the whole hand wash, inside out, deep clean interior in the bikini. And at the same time, we serving you champagne. While you sit back and watch your Lamborghini or your Mercedes or your G-Wagon get washed. Crazy, 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 right? Think about how dope that'd be. And all because I saw a car wash. It's like, you can make an investment in that. You can change some things around.
Am I going to actually want to do this thing when it is hard and impossible and everybody is stacked against me? Because that is what it's going to take to win in business. So in 2026, skip the startups that sound sexy but don't scale. Don't chase cool. We chase cash flow. Own the thing nobody's bragging about because that's where the money's hiding. And also, I'm sorry, because this video about to end. And also, even when we continue to keep growing and building this platform up and this bag continues to grow, I'm gonna be looking for other people who, like, shout out to Macaroni Tony. That may be a business I may invest in. I may not do it, but it may be a company I would invest in. Like, hey, listen, I want to invest in your company. I see where you're going with it, and I want to help you scale it. All I ask for is equity in the company and a percentage. Just equity in the company. Boom. I don't have to do nothing. I just become the ghost investor. What? Come on, man. Come on, man. How we play the quiet game really loudly. 2026, I want you guys to be millionaires. And the way that you're going to do that is not that complicated. You're going to move faster than everybody else. You're going to have speed. You're going to pay attention to the industry and not focus on whether it's cool or not, but whether you have a high likelihood of success. You're going to go in an industry where the trend is already working in your favor with generational wealth. You are going to obsess on cash flow in your business because businesses need cash. You are going to sell things to rich people because they pay more. So we're going to find the affluent. And you are going to look at leverage in distribution to get your buyers before you even have something to sell them. Then finally, you're going to layer systems and AI on top of it. And remember that humans get added in the loop at the moments where you need a little bit of magic. If you do these.
It's out here for the grabbing, bro. It's out here for the taking. You just got to be willing to go get it. Do your research, figure out what it is that you want to do. Listen, bro, it don't always have to start off as a dream. I promise you, it does not have to be a dream. I know a lot of people love this manifestation shit of, oh man, follow your dreams, go for it afterward. Listen, bro, listen. The reason you want to go after your dream because you think you're gonna make a lot of money by doing what you love or doing something that you dreamed of doing your entire life. Like, you got a lot of time to get to that dream. Focus on something practical. Focus on something that's like we talk about, something that's boring. Invest in that, build that shit up, scale it up, make your bread, and then you can once you got to a certain point, you can then invest your money to start focusing on that dream that you had. Why can't you do it like that? You wasting all this time talking about a dream and trying to manifest and shit. You got your stones and, oh, I'm manifesting. I'm doing the 3x3x3 rule. Man, fuck all that. I'm being honest with you. All you need is God. You pray to your God and you put in the fucking work. You go out here and do the research. You pray to Jesus Christ. Ask for wisdom and discernment. You go out here and get it. It's out here for the taking, bro. You waste a lot. I don't waste. Here's the thing. I need y'all to understand something because I get a lot of this. This is my show. I'm going to talk. It's a reactionary video. That's what I'm supposed to fucking do. Do you want me to be quiet? No, because why? I'm giving you my experiences and what I think and my opinion on this. So you don't have to be here if you don't want to hear me talk, bro. That's one thing we're going to do on the Courtnee Edgar show. I'm done listening to people talking about, hey, bro, you talk. I don't give a damn. Go to another show. Go to another show where people don't talk, where they aren't giving you information, where they aren't trying to give their thoughts and opinions just based off of their own experiences, bro. I don't care, dog. I don't care. I don't. That's what we're going to do over here. If you don't like it, you can deal. Straight like that. That's 1999. We in 2026. You need to focus on the boring. Yep, facts. Facts, academia. Facts. Yeah, academia. Like I'm done listening to these people. Man, you talk too much. I don't care. I don't care. If I hear something that triggers me to say something that may, because there's gonna be something that's gonna come in my head or something that I may think about, like, you know what? Let me say this right now because it may help somebody who's listening. We don't know. So I'm gonna talk. But either way, that's neither here nor there. Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description. And hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video. All right. Oh yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. That's for sure. That's what we're doing. We controlling it over here and how we want to do it. If they don't want to be here, they don't have to be. We ain't begging them, all right? So let's go ahead and move over to this last topic of tonight before we move over to the Patreon. So let's talk about AI. Let's talk about jobs created by AI. I think this is also critical too, because we just got done talking about AI. So I think this is also a great segue into talking about the jobs that you can actually get that people aren't looking. Again, these are jobs that are the boring jobs that people will normally overlook because they want the shiny new thing and they want to get into that instead of the actual things that you will need in order to continue this AI program or to keep the shit up and running like a well-oiled machine. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
The AI revolution has forever reshaped how we manufacture products, how we receive medical care, and even how we create art.
3 seasons and a podcast.
The transformation prompting many to wonder, what will it mean for the job market?
Everyone's jobs will change because of AI.
Here in Grand Prairie, Texas, it means opportunity for young workers as skilled electricians, Consulting firm McKinsey estimates an additional 130,000 electricians will be needed by 2030 to build out data centers and manufacturing facilities to power all that new technology.
People are always going to need electricians.
Michael Sampa is one of more than 600 students enrolled at the North Texas Electrical Training Center, a learn while you earn program that combines in-classroom instruction.
This is the total volume we have, 1.8.
With paid on-the-job training.
What attracted you to training to be an electrician?
I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do after high school, but somebody had told me to look into trades. I could make money while I'm learning, and then I can also be guaranteed a job once I finish.
What has it been like being in the classroom and then also out in the field?
I love it. We go through the books, and then we do hands-on work.
Michael even giving me a quick wiring lesson.
I got it. There we go.
Workers aged 22 to 27 are facing a 7.4% unemployment rate. But tech companies are investing heavily in AI. Google providing more than $10 million in funding to electrician training centers like this.
That's going to increase the electrical workforce pipeline by 70% within the next 5 years.
It's almost as if the AI revolution has a little sign hanging there saying, help wanted, electricians.
That's right. But the transformation really hinges on massive investment and more skilled professionals.
Electrician Scott Hewick is a general foreman and a graduate of this program.
As an electrician, it's really one of the best jobs we can get. These places use an enormous amount of power, which means a ton of work for electricians. We are installing infrastructure oftentimes that's enough to run small cities.
The abundance of work only made more attractive to apprentices like Jose Munoz by the salary prospects. License.
They said, we need humans no matter what. This ain't China. We need order, just like them stupid AI dogs NYC Mary Adams invested. And they got their butt shot up in the neighborhood in the Bronx last year. That's facts. We do need humans. We're always, and that's what I'm saying. We're always going to need humans. A lot of people are saying that, oh, well, AI is taking everybody's jobs. Listen. When one job leaves, there are 10 more jobs created. Just because there's AI that's helping with the non-efficient shit. It's the shit that we don't necessarily need. It's the non-efficient shit that you don't need, bro. There's still work. There's still going to be more jobs created that people are going to need and people can tap into. This is a prime example right here. If you don't know what the fuck to do next and you don't know what the fuck to do with your life, you could become an electrician. And guess what? They pay you. This is on-the-job training, and you get paid for it. On-the-job training. So that shit is in dire need. So you can go to school, you can learn to become an electrician, you can learn how to do this shit, become efficient at it, master the shit. Then once you then find that loophole, or you find that little area or that space where it isn't tapped into yet, you can dive into that and create an entire business around that one little specific thing where you saw a solution. You could create a business out of that. Now you can create your own shit. Like, hey, we do this specifically for AI or whatever the case may be. There's always gonna be a solution needed for everything, even AI. There's always gonna be a solution. There's always a way that you can find a way to bring a solution to a company, and you can make that your own business. Again, it doesn't always have to be the new shiny thing. It don't. It doesn't. Yes, but in education, there's an AI principal in the UK that's messing them babies. Yep, I agree. Now they want to be like an AI principal. This is great, but it can't be. Yeah, it can't be. Anything can be dangerous. You know, just like regular electrical work, it can be dangerous. Everything can be dangerous. Everything has a downside to it. That's for sure. You know what I mean? But what can you do? With every new thing that comes out, there's always going to be a downside to it. But again, that's where more solutions come in, right? That's where more solutions come in. How can we fix this issue? Where can that problem be? Again, another entrepreneur is born. Another problem can be solved. More jobs, then this person becomes an entrepreneur because they found a problem. Now guess what? They're creating more jobs. They're creating more businesses. So there's always going to be jobs. There's always going to be jobs. People just got to know where to look. They just got to learn to do the research.
Electricians in Texas commanding up to $85,000 annually and over 6 figures with overtime and benefits.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
You're going to make good money in this job?
I believe I'm going to make great money in this job. And if there's overtime, I'll take it.
Oh, he gonna be killing.
I'm ready to work.
Ooh, they're gonna be killing.
And it's no surprise that training center in Texas has seen a surge in its student body. Enrollment up 88% in just the last 3 years. In fact, trade schools across the board have seen increased interest as more young people look to avoid college debt and ensure a steady career.
That's a smart move.
Christine Romans, thank you. It's good to know the robot.
That's a smart move. You avoiding college in regards to getting to trade so you can get to the money. Listen, the only reason you gonna actually need college is if you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you a CPA or something along those lines. Hey, that's what you need to go to school for. But other than that, trades, 100% trades needed.
Have not completely taken over everything.
You just think the impacts are near term and long term, but at least there's a good payout for some people on the other side of this as well.
Hey, thanks for watching.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, there's no better time to get to a bag. There's no better time to become a millionaire. There's no better time to make a lot of money in 2026 and in this time right now. From now into the next 10 years, there's no better time. This is the time to lock the fuck in. Real talk. Even as a YouTuber, it's time to lock the fuck in. Get to it. We talked about the boring businesses. I'm telling you, that's where the money is at. That's what they did back then. That's how a lot of them became millionaires back in the day, because they did the boring shit that nobody wanted to do. And not because we had this influx of technology. Everybody thought, oh, I want to be by. They went for the sexy jobs. They went for the jobs that sounded good. And they really ain't making no money. They out this bitch struggling. They went to school for some bullshit. Now they in the thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for no fucking reason. This is the opportunity now. You can listen, get your trade, become an electrician, get your money. If you then decided that you want to go do something, go to school or something, now you can pay for your own schooling. You can go to school for free. You can pay for it. But do not go to school if you ain't trying to become a doctor, a lawyer, CPA, or anything along the line that's going to make you actually good money once you get out. Don't do it. Yes, that's why high school needs to bring. I agree. They need to bring that back. They need to make that a prerequisite in college. I mean, in high school, they need to make that a prerequisite. Freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, they need to do that shit. And then in senior year, in order for them to graduate, they have to build some shit based off of the things that they've learned from freshman, sophomore, junior to high school. They need to build some shit that's geared around all the things that they learned throughout their high school career, throughout their high school years. I think that would be dope. So they could be well-rounded. It's like, well, shit, I can be an electrician, I can be a plumber, I can be an HVAC, I can do carpentry, I can do any of those things. I can go into this field, boom, I can become a steward, this apprenticeship, learn behind this person here, get my hands dirty. Then if I want to decide to take on the business or create my own shit, I can do that because I know the ins and outs of this business. I know exactly how to do it, I know how to operate, or I found things that this company didn't do that I can do in this company that's going to set me apart from the other companies. You see what I'm saying? So the money's out here. The money's at the more of the story. The money is out here. Just got to go get it. Just got to go get it, bro. Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry. I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video. Yeah. All right, my good people. All right, my good people. Okay, so that concludes the end of this show. But I'm about to get ready to go over to the Patreon to talk about ads and how you can make more money through your YouTube. And the thing that a lot of people are actually missing when they're making their YouTube channels. So come over here to the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments as well. Come over, come learn. And if you are a YouTuber already and you're trying to figure out how you can make more bread, this is where you want to be. All right. So until next time, my good people. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Academia. Until next time, my good people, I will.